Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal, and in the patch 9.2.5 we saw a lot of class updates, with Warlocks specifically receiving a nerf within PvP content. The removal of demon armor has left Affliction and Destruction a little bit more exposed. And while Blizzard nerfed their defense, they also gave Affliction brand new teeth. A new talent of Shadowfall was introduced, which gives Affliction a reason to press Shadowbolt within PvP. Normally, Shadowbolt is a very weak spell, not worth pressing for arenas and battlegrounds, but a new Shadowbolt focused build has been discovered recently that offers an explosive, bursty potential for Affliction Warlocks when paired together with the Necrolord Covenant. And because I'm a fan of unusual builds and wacky bursts, I wanted to showcase this playstyle in today's video. I first want to show off some of the damage and then get into the details about how to construct this burst together, in case you're looking for a new ult to pick up in the patch 9.2.5. But right before we get into today's build, most of you guys watch these videos are still not subscribed. However, the more of you remind, the more of you do. So let's keep it going. Subscribe to the channel as well as the bell if you're watching these videos anyway. Especially if you want to catch more PvP builds like these, patch 9.2.5 updates, and potentially future Dragonflight Alpha announcements. Now let's talk about what makes this Affliction burst work in the patch 9.2.5. This build is mostly constructed around the Shadowfall talent, which grants you the talent of Nightfall for free with an 100% increased chance to gain its effect. And the talent of Nightfall lets Corruption proc instant cast Shadowbolts. Generally, the spell of Shadowbolt is a very extremely weak spell for Affliction Warlocks, and it's not even worth pressing within PvP. However, there's a lot of different damage modifiers that can amplify the damage of Shadowbolt to give it a lot more of a bursty potential. First of all, for this build we'll be running the Necrolord Covenant. The Covenant ability of Decimating Bolt has an execute mechanic baked into it. It's able to do more damage to the target the lower health they are. This execute damage bonus is also replicated to your next following Shadowbolts. Together through the Unity Necrolord legendary effect, the Shadowbolts are empowered even further and are made to be a guaranteed crit. You'll also want to run the Conduit of Withering Bolt, which further increases Shadowbolt damage for every dot that's on your target. And with the Necrolord Covenant, we'll be using the Mirrorless Soulbind because it has the best synergy for PvP defensively, but also because of the Kevin's Oozling trait, which amps up your damage even further. For our talent choices, we'll be running the Phantom Singularity, which adds an extra damage over time effect to further buff our Shadowbolt damage. We'll also be picking up Dark Soul Misery for the haze buff as the best bursty option. For your PvP talent, besides Shadowfall, you could also run Rapid Contagion, which is generally the best damage option for Affliction Warlocks in PvP. Rapid Contagion will also make your Corruption tick more often, which can make those Nightfall procs more common. And the legendary we want to use, besides our free Unity one, is the Malefic Wrath legendary effect, which allows our Malefic Raptors to further buff the damage of Shadowbolt, stacking up to a maximum of 3 stacks. What also helps this playstyle is the Affliction Warlock tier set, which actually has excellent synergy for PvP. The tool set buffs the damage of Malefic Rapture, which we'll be using regularly in order to set up our burst, and also extends the duration of your dots so you don't have to worry about refreshing them. The free Shadowbolts cast can also proc Malefic Rapture to become instant cast, which gives you even more sustain and burst in the process. Another benefit of this playstyle, besides the burst damage, is that it's still very tanky, because you get to keep the talent of Inevitable Demise and Accrued Vitality Conduit, giving you a lot better PvP longevity. But also, as a Necrolord player, you'll get access to the ability of Fleshgut, which strengthens your defense even better within PvP. To make this burst work, you first have to make sure you get a Nightfall proc from your dots before you make your setup. You also want to set up a Decimating Bolt. In some PvP situations, you may be able to catch an enemy off guard and catch him at low health and hit him with a Decimating Bolt. However, you can also set up Decimating Bolt by hitting your enemy's pets. If you see a Demonology Warlock or a Beastmaster Hunter, you can always attack their pets, get them low enough, and set up Decimating Bolt that way. Shaman Totems are also a viable option in order to set up a big Decimating Bolt window. You also want to use Malefic Rapture. You normally want to stack this buff up to a maximum of 3 if you are able to free cast in front of your target. Afterwards, you want to pop your Dark Soul Misery, your Trinkets, and any ratios that buff your damage even further. You want to make sure your target is fully rotted up with all of your damage over time abilities before you start your burst. After everything is done, you can send out a few back-to-back instant cast Shadow Bolts with your Nightfall procs in order to absolutely decimate your target. The setup for this burst does take a while. However, once you get everything lined up, majority of your actual burst with Shadow Bolts is instant cast. If done right, these Shadow Bolts can hit harder than a Chaos Bolt. And if you pair this burst with any other external buffs, like a Disc Priest Dark Arc buff or a Paladin Night Fae Summer Blessing buff, unless this playstyle gets nerfed in the near future, it has the potential to one-shot a fully geared player in the patch 9.2.5. And that's going to be the Affliction Warlock Necrolord Shadowbolt Burst playstyle for the patch 9.2.5. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video and hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about this Affliction Shadowbolt Burst build? Are you going to give it a try before it gets inevitably nerfed for the patch 9.2.5? Also, what other burst builds do you think we should cover in a future video? On this channel, we love covering different class bursts, and if there's some sort of a new burst playstyle that we haven't seen before, I would love to definitely give it a go. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As per always, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would very much appreciate it. And as always, in the description of every single video and a live stream, we have a link to our Discord community channel. Probably the best place to reach out to me directly in case you want to let me know what you thought about this burst update, or potentially if you want to discuss the next expansion of Dragonflight with the rest of the 5.5.1 dueling community. Join our Discord to join part of our community. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts, and as always, I'll see all of you guys in another video.